because school failed me. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, do the Jon. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked the video, please hit that sub button. And if you haven't already, hit that notification bell to let you know when I post another video for you guys. And hit that like button. And if you like video game content, check out my video game channel, Do the Jon Gaming. Link is down below in the description. Let's get into the video. Sally? Yo, everybody, this is Hey School, Wake Up. Spoken word by Jon. You could read the last name because I cannot pronounce it. Yeah, school, wake your ass up. Let's get into it. That's a good question. What is school for? People want to say, to educate our children so they're not dumb. Yes, true. But they're not really teaching them everything they need to learn before they become adults.
Wake up! It's time for school.
I don't
Time
want
to get dressed and...
But Bobby, I don't want to go to school today. I want to stay home and make cookies with you.
sit at your desk to stress and test with the rest to see who's the best. A 16-year quest. Allow me to digress. What is school for? Now please, I understand how lucky I am to live in a country where there's freedom to receive an education. And believe me, I pledge allegiance. But what is it for? When a report card is more a measure of obedience than intelligence. A way of keeping score to ensure that the doorway of opportunity is wide open so long as you keep your hand raised and mouth shut. Preparing students for a world that looks completely different by the time they leave, pushing them to achieve rather than intrigue, and we believe that this is the path to success. What are we teaching them?
Yes. It's almost like school. It's outdated. It is so outdated. The school system is so outdated on how they do things. Standardized testing and report cards saying, hey, this A, B, C, D. I don't know if they still do that now because I'm not in school, but the whole time I was in school, it didn't change, so I can only guess that it's still the A, B, C, D, F start. I could be wrong, but it's like, come on now, wake your butts up. You're not teaching us for the real life. Christ's sakes, when I was in school, the things that I had to learn the hard way after school and all that, things that in school, there's no way they would taught me this stuff. Stuff that should have been taught. I can't really name totally examples, but like doing your taxes and all that stupid shit that us adults have to go through should have been taught in school. And should have been, yes, they had some extracurricular activities that you could took as a kid if you decided, oh, I'm going to learn how to do my budget and shit like that. So I decided I'm going to take this class. Those kind of classes should have been mandatory. Not optional. You really think kids are actually going to say, oh, a budget class. I'm going to take this class. No. kidding me? Anything that has to do with real life stuff like budgets and taxes and how to write a resume, how to get a job, interview preparation, all that stuff, that should be mandatory in school. Not history class, not science class. Come on now. That's what they need to get going on. They need to get smarter. They need to educate their own self.
That the ACT, SAT is a measure of who you'll be, and all we see is just a number. But the problem with that is with a standardized test, all you teach a student to be is just that. Standard.
Yep.
Average. Unremarkable. Is this really the goal? To create a globalization of standardization? A simplification of individualization? Please, will someone bring a revolution to this institution? An execution of this illusion that in-state or out-of-state, the only goal is to graduate and on that date feel great because you've won, because in reality, you haven't even begun. For most, 4 years of university thinking amounts to nothing more than a piece of paper and plastic cups.
Exactly. What is a high school diploma? I mean, seriously, what is it? I have mine somewhere in the storage unit. Because what it is, it's just a piece of paper. Oh, look, I have my high school diploma. Where does it get me in life? Nowhere. Having a high school diploma really doesn't get you anywhere. Regardless what teachers and all that they claim. My first job wasn't based on if I had my high school diploma or not. Or if I went to college or not. Yes, it's on the job application, but do you really think they really care if you're a high school graduate or not?
Clinking, binge drinking with a sinking feeling that a job is probably not on the horizon. The only sure bet we get is a lap full of debt and a head full of facts we're soon to forget. Forget psychology.
I don't. Facts that you will forget. Exactly. I don't remember a damn thing from high school. Granted, I slept through most of my classes since sophomore year, but even the ones I did pay attention to, I don't remember anything that they taught me. The classes that I actually paid attention to was like math and some other classes I forgot what they were. I don't after 15 years of not being in school, I don't remember anything that they taught me or they claimed they taught me. And I even paid attention in those classes. So where does it really get you? Because you don't use history in everyday life. You don't go to a grocery store and somebody say, hey, who was the first president of America? Or who did this and who started this war? And no one ever asks you that stuff. Ever. Unless you're talking to a history buff. Then yes, maybe. But how often do you talk to a history fanatic? That's why I think history class should be an optional class. And replace that as a mandatory class of something that you use in everyday real life. Like budgets and preparing for a job or whatever it may be. That should be mandatory. Not learning about our first president. Because where that can get you? Nowhere. Science class. What is that was one of the classes I paid attention to, was science class. And I don't remember nothing what we did. Because we don't cut up frogs every single day. We don't learn about whatever that table stuff, chemicals and shit is, and every day. We don't. It's pointless. That should be another class that should be optional. But school forced that stuff down, claiming that you will use this in everyday life after school. Bullshit. Name one job. Well, besides if you're a scientist, then obviously you'll use that in everyday life. But give me a break. How many kids in school actually become scientists? Who wants to become scientists? Yeah, I'm sure there's some, but not the entire school.
You majored in loan payments with a minor in Red Solo Cup. Remember French history?
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party.
No. You majored in frat parties with a minor in no real-world experience.
Exactly.
Now, I'm not saying that school or college is a bad thing.
It's not.
But what is it for? Is it about making the grade? Or is it about learning to make a difference? Is it about keeping...
It's about weight. It is about making a grade. It should be about making a difference in life.
Quiet? Or is it about finding your voice?
It's about keeping you quiet, where it should be finding your voice. I'm just going to copy you and think this is the truth. He's asking the question, and I'm answering it. What is school for? That's what it is about. Making a grade, keeping quiet, where it should be making a difference, and finding your voice.
Is it about being gifted, or is it about discovering your gifts?
Being gifted, yes. It should be about discovering your gifts.
Is it about learning to walk in a single file line, or is it about forging your own path? The dictionary.
It is about forging. It is about following a single line. I mean, come on, say they have you line up at the door most of the time in a single format, where it should be you should be making your own path. I have a video that I'm going to be reacting to whenever I come across it in my random sources of videos. I sued the school system. And this is where I'm going to address most of that stuff. Again.
Defines education as the process of receiving systematic instruction. I hate that. Because regardless of how you might treat them, children are not numbers. Exactly. You can't set them into a simple system that consistently sets everyone to be the same, in a setting set forth by industrialists 100 years ago teaching factory workers to be tame. So call it something different. We need a new name or definition. The second definition of education is an enlightening experience. I like that. Friends, it is essential that we get intentional to make school more experiential. Let teachers be more influential than referential, because only then will both they and their students reach their full potential. They deserve more because they're what school's for. Friends, let's fight to make school more bright, removing trite regulations and political spite. And please, let the teacher be there for more than simply telling you if you're right. Let's bring in the light. And if the last 3 or 4 minutes invited a change in your sight on this issue, then this slight rhyme might have been worth the time it took to write. Hey, school, it's time for a change.
Yep.
Wake up! It's time for school to go to school.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. I like that. Oh, man. The reason why I stopped it here is because the rest of it is just in talking about other, probably like promotional stuff. Yes, school, wake your butt up because it's time for you, school, to go to school. Man. And some people argue about, okay, yes, you should school and all that stuff, and yes, real life, but that's what parents are for. So I'm sending my kid to go to school to learn and be prepared for the real life. And I have to teach them still about the real life? How does that work? I'm not the greatest at the whole taxes things. I pay TurboTax for that. Ain't the greatest at doing budgets. I don't have to do the sprint to do it. So how could I teach my son those things when I don't even know it myself, or don't have the sprint to do it myself? Because I don't have the knowledge to do it myself. Because school failed me. Yes, I got a high school diploma. Whoopie-de-doo-dah. Didn't get me nowhere. Because I wasn't taught the right things to move forward in my life in the real world. School needs change. And school needs to go to school. You're telling me people who won the school industry and all that stuff, they're happy on how their kids turn out? You're telling me that their kids... I'm not going to go there. School needs a revamp, a redo. The school format needs to be redo. Get rid of history and science as mandatory classes. Make them optional. And make real life stuff like budgets and taxes and resumes and interviews and all that stuff a mandatory class. That's what it should be. History class is history. Somebody wants to learn about the past, well, let them. They can take it as an optional class. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next vid, and you are loved.